Hello and welcome to Rainy Day Crafting. Okay, today we are going to make one of my Christmas cards, obviously. But today we're going to use serviettes. You might have seen this technique before. I'm obviously not making out, I've just sort of, thought of it. But it's quite a nice technique. I perceive it as fairly easy. I've sort of over the times done lots of with a serviette, and I'll show you how I seem to feel it works at its best. So basically, do you know what? Just a little tip. When I go to, I haven't done parties and that for a while, but if I go to parties and you get a serviette, sometimes the serviettes are incredible, not irrespective of Christmas. And I have in the past done where you can put a serviette, same principle, onto a stone and then sort of coat it with PVA glue, which then sort of dries shiny, but it can be absolutely stunning, okay? So think about that when the party season's coming up, if there's sort of napkins that are really glorious. And I often buy napkins possibly for what I think I can do with them. This isn't the best Christmassy one in the world, but there we go. I just wanted to show you this technique. So packet of, it's the case of one I've done earlier. This, as you can see, that will always tell you whether it's 3-ply, 4-ply, whatever. Well, we want to take it so we only want 1-ply where the picture is, okay? So if it's 4-ply, you've got to take 3 layers off. If it's 3-ply, you've got to take 2 layers off. One layer, this is one I done earlier, comes off really, really easily. Always does. Okay, let's put it to one side because you can mop up something with that. And as you can see, I've already cut one out and I've started this one off. So obviously we're now down to 2 plies, because sometimes you can sit there a bit like me trying to get the end of my double-sided sticky tape. So then, carefully, you can't rush it because the next thing you have a hole in it. It's quite therapeutic, actually. Okay, so just because this is sort of quite a nice square side, I thought card wise I'd use not one of my textures ones, because that would be harder to do on there. Now if you wanted to, you could literally now stick this to another piece of card and then stick that piece of card onto something else, but I reckon the technique I'm now going to show you is pretty, well, I wouldn't say foolproof, but pretty easy. So what we're going to do, long scissors will always stop you doing lots of little cuts, because as it happened, look, that practically fit there like a treat. So old bit of I don't know, rubbish to go in the bin can be used. So now a bit of PVA glue. Don't need that much, actually. That's more than enough, probably. Then, in those cheap shops, you can get, this is, I think, as actually a makeup sponge, which, if you now use it, wash it, it lasts for ages. So what we need to do, I think, rather than stick on there, get your card. I'm just going to put it on here so I don't get it all over my board. Bit of glue. And this will smush it about really evenly, okay? Obviously you want enough on, because if you were to do it like I do it with my little, these ones, you wouldn't get enough and it wouldn't get an even cover. And the trick with this is generally getting it even enough. Now you see that's too much there. That just needs washing under some warm water, and that can be ready to be used again. So now you're literally, obviously we want that circle nicely in the middle, because it's one of them things, once you've done it, now very, very carefully smooth this out. To almost smooth it out from the middle round. It might wrinkle up, which is already doing just a little bit at the minute, but basically don't worry about that because it will dry fine. So that is really all you're doing. But then you need to put something heavy on that. I've got my camera cover. So if I just put that over there for now, that will having that dry beautifully. But you know what I'll now say, and here's the one I done earlier. So, like I say, you can do it 2 ways. That's not bad at all. Little bit of wrinkle, but that doesn't matter. But that's basically stuck down quite well. So then, for easiness, cut the card round. That then didn't do. When you stick other stuff on, it does coat better. So it's not perfect, actually. Well, that might even pay, actually, for stick and poke. Oh, I wonder if it will. I might end up mucking this up because it might wrinkle it up, but hopefully it won't. Let me just put it in here because I might just take off a little bit. That's fine. Oh, ain't too bad actually. I feel like when you give a haircut, you keep going back just a bit more, just a bit more. I'm going to do it with my, I think, this blade of mine is getting a little bit old, so I think I changed my mind not to do it with that. You wouldn't think it would take so much off, would you? Right, there we have, not too bad. Let's just move this out the way. Bins at the side. So now, what I've done, cut out earlier, I just literally put two of these, I don't know how well you can see them, they're stitch rounds. I don't know if I've got any other rounds. I think I've got stitch rounds. Oh no, I probably have got some others. But I quite like the effect it has when it's stitched. So I've just literally put that down onto some of this card, rolled it through my Big Shot, which comes out like this. And it pushes out. So you've got, this is basically spare, which I have a bag, which I keep them all in. Because you never know when you're going to need them again. So I just literally pop that in there because that can be handy on a card. I maintain as a crafter, throw away nothing because it's surprising. So then this is going to go on there, all right. And then what I was going to do, I'll just quickly show you. I say this is quite a quick card. Obviously with a serviette, you'll never get it absolutely as perfection. I haven't tried it with like spray glue. That might actually do a little bit better, but this isn't bad. So probably for another time where I put this straight on the card, I might be tempted to actually another time put it on a piece of card that you then mount on your card, all right? So if you're going to do it, maybe try that. So no, with this, they're in the wrong place. A sidekick. These are literally some lovely little snowflakes, all different shapes. So if they all come in a set as little shapes anyway, but you put as many as you want on. This is the beauty. If you've got use all little bits up. I always put another piece of shim on top of there, so it gives it that extra, because it then makes sure it cuts it out well. Then through we go. I tend to wind it back through again the other way. And here we have, Oh, that one's on. I could possibly use, even though that one's cut wrong, remember you could always have that so it's right literally on the edge of the card. So although you might think, oh, that's not cut out very well. Wiggle, wiggle. Quite therapy. So this is probably really shining. It's beautiful, this rainbow card. I do keep using it. So there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's put that out of the way. Here's some I did earlier. And I mean, you could still literally cut a couple more. I'll probably do that before I put that away. What I tend to do then, I have little bags. If I show you, what did I do? The last, I had it to one side, I don't know what I've done with it. Oh, here we go. You know, when I did the card, yesterday's card, that was the Christmas bulbs. Well, these were where, as you can see, all the bits I cut out, and there's the odd bulb still in here. I think there's a coloured one in there as well. There's a yellow one. I think there's a blue one in there too. But I cut, obviously, when I cut them all out of the spare bits of the big light bulb. But these are perfectly okay to then, if you imagine, using as a template. Okay, so, but what I then do, I store them in something like this. And then, sorry, I know I'm doing this card, I'm now showing you something else, but it's all about tips as well. So where I've got these nestable, where they come from, I would put this in the back. So they're still all in one place, yeah? Anytime like the present, I'll pop that in the back. So then when you come to use them again, because it might be ages before you use them again, you'll have forgotten I had all those, okay? So, and I store like that. So now, literally with our glue, this glue should stick down to the serviette perfectly right. Okay, that's literally covering. Okay, then all these, just a little bit of glue. Now you could raise them up. I just think they might come off a bit too easy, so just where it lands, more or less. They're all a bit different. You might not like this. You might think, oh no, it's not clean enough. It's just another idea I'm trying to give you that you might think, oh, I'll give it a go. But again, you know, it's soon where people start sort of seeing what they've got in Christmas papers and things like that. So if you've got a serviette, give it a go. Probably got enough on there, really. Didn't necessarily want it too regimental. So right. So that would now, because the glue will make that sort of bend up just a little bit, like I had this underneath here, you would need to just flatten it for a while. But anyway, there we have, like I say, can you see it's a little bit, there you have a very easy peasy Christmas card. Till tomorrow, take care.